Matthew and Jackie here from Asian Boston Next. We're here in Songdo, a city that was developed nearly a decade ago by the city of Incheon officials, investing $83 billion into land reclamation, tax incentives, and green construction. Songdo was supposed to be the city of the future. There was only one problem. No one moved in. With a population of a little over 100,000, or just 1% of the population of Seoul, Songdo has appeared to be an empty city. So we're hitting the streets of Songdo to ask what life is like here. So let's find out.
So how long has it been since you've been living in Songdo?
It's actually been 1 year and 2 weeks.
Wow. So what is the best place to go in Songdo?
I think actually right here, Triple Street is probably the best place to go. It's a lot of fun. Obviously there's 3 levels and many, many, many blocks and a lot of things to see and do. If you want coffee though, I recommend Whales Bean Coffee. It's really delicious.
I'll definitely go.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt that Songdo was an empty city?
You know, I've heard people say that, and most of the people who say that don't live in Songdo, is what I've found. You know, there's certainly some areas that used to be more full, and actually people have kind of migrated. This is more from like my own observation. I lived here 5 years ago, and 5 years ago, most of the people lived over close to Central Park. Since then, what I've observed, moving back 5 years later, most of the people are now in this area, and there's apartments going up every day, and the traffic is not too bad, but there's a lot of lines, you know, to get in and out and around corners. And so I wouldn't say Songdo's an empty city. It's certainly not empty compared to other cities that I've seen in the States, but it certainly could be fuller, I guess, compared to other places in Korea. It definitely could be more full.
All right, well, we're down to the last question. Why did you move to Songdo?
It's a really long story, but I'll sum up. I lived here 5 years ago, met the man who was going to become my husband, moved back to the States. We dated long distance for 3 years, got married, and came back to Songdo. And it's really wonderful. And it was kind of funny because it was up to him to really find a place for us to live. I told him that I really wanted a place to walk around because I had lived in Songdo before. I wanted parks, I wanted some place that I could be outside, and so Songdo was kind of the most logical option to come back to. So I live within walking distance of my former house, so that's really, really interesting and fun. Comes full circle.
That was a really interesting story.
Yeah!
So, how long have you been living in Songdo?
I'm living in Incheon right away now, so I arrived here for three weeks ago. And yeah, it's the first time actually that I'm in Songdo today.
Oh, really? So, what is the best place to go to in Songdo?
I like it here very much, and also I like the flair and shopping malls and the people here. It's really nice here actually.
Have you ever felt that Songdo was an empty city?
No, not at all, not at all. So I think here around it's really nice and really crowded actually.
And why did you come to Songdo today?
Actually, just a bit of sightseeing, and I needed some stuff here from the shopping mall, so it was a perfect match for me today.
송도에서 사신 지 얼마나 되셨나요?
저 1년 좀 넘었어요.
송도에서 놀러가기 가장 좋은 장소, 명수는 어딘가요?
여기 트리플 스트리트나 아니면 센트럴 파크가 좋다고 생각합니다.
네. 송도가 텅 빈 도시라고 생각하시나요?
아니요. 건물들도 많고
네.
사람들도 되게 많아가지고 시끌벅적하고 그런 좋은 데 같아요.
그러면 송도로 이사 오신 이유는 뭔가요?
저 학교가 여기여가지고 학교 때문에 이사 왔어요. 근데
여기까지 면접에 응해주셔서 감사합니다. 네.
my third year.
So, what's the best place to go in Songdo?
Probably. There's so many parks, and I don't know which one is the one that
Central Park?
Central Park. Is that the one where there's the waterway with the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you can ride the boats.
Yeah, it's probably Central Park, I think.
Central Park.
Also, Dream City is a great place to have dinner and yeah.
Okay. Have you ever felt that Songdo was an empty city?
I feel like it's steadily growing. So when I first got here, it was very, very empty. Like 2 years ago. Well, I got here before the semester started, but it's. I feel like it's filling in, if that makes sense. But this far end of, we're in a farther end of Songdo where, we're right next to the water where there's still some empty plots of land, so it's a little empty where we are.
So, which places are more populated?
Dream City, closer to Central Park, where it's just sort of where all the businesses and the tall buildings are. But then just a couple blocks that way, Triple Street gets very crowded. So
Yeah. So we're down to the last question. Why did you move to Songdo?
for this job. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank. 송도에서 사신 지 얼마나 되셨어요?
저는 3년 됐습니다. 3년 됐고요. 네.
송도에서 놀러 가기 가장 좋은 장소 하프는 어딘가요?
저는 개인적으로 드림시티라고 생각을 합니다. 거기에는 이제 노래방도 많고 볼링장, 골프장 해서 좀 학생들도 그렇고 어른들도 술집도 많기 때문에 좀 즐길 거리가 많다고 생각해요.
혹시 송도가 텅 빈 도시라고 생각하신 적 있나요?
제가 처음 초창기에 송도에 왔을 때는 송도 막 개발됐을 때는 텅 빈 도시라고 생각했는데 점점 살면서 보니까 사람들이 많이 들어오더라고요. 아파트가 생기는 만큼. 그래서 요즘에는 텅 빈 도시라는 생각이 안 들어요.
그러면 마지막 질문으로 송도로 이사 오신 이유가 뭔가요?
저희 아버지가 송도에서 사는 게 꿈이셨어요.
아.
그래서 제가 중학교 때부터 원래 이사를 오려고 하시다가 이제 딱 시기가 3년 전에 맞아서 그렇게 이사를 오게 됐고 그 결정적인 계기가 송도가 일단 새로운 건물들이 많은데 그에 비해서 되게 사람들이 생각보다 그래도 서울 이런 데에 비하면 별로 없어서 좀 살기도 괜찮고 네, 최신 그런 것들이 많아서 좋은 것 같아요.
So that was interesting. Go ahead and post your thoughts down below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And don't forget,
Stay curious.